Hello, everyone. As we start week 3, I thought I'd take you into the reading. It's in Weston's Rulebook for Arguments, which you already know how to access for free right here, I hope. You've read about causal arguments, arguments about causes, in other words, and how they involve correlations and events that are related to each other. And you've also read about deductive arguments. Well, this next chapter is kind of here as a how-to job because you're going to be writing a short essay that's due Monday night, and then you'll have an essay assignment that's a bit longer that you'll have 2 weeks on. So be sure to read through those, and there's one that you need to get going on right away, of course, the shorter one, the short argument analysis that's due Monday night. Weston gives some pretty good advice here. Now, your job is not to argue about the topic of what the readings are arguing, but argue in favor of your analysis, because we're reading a couple of parodies and also something fairly funny by Marx. You're not arguing what they're arguing about. You're arguing about your analysis, about how they work, how they are arguing. Let me repeat that. How they are arguing, not what they're arguing. And great advice here. Make it clear that you're doing an analysis of a reading you've picked for the assignment. The short argument analysis, you have no pick involved. It's going to be on Marx, but the longer one that you'll see Wednesday gives you a choice. And here's some good advice too. As you get past your introduction, a sort of roadmap for your reader, where you're going and how and why. And then work your way through your analysis. And not so much for the short argument analysis, you can skip this part, but for the longer one, you need to consider this, that you add to your credibility by imagining that somebody might be a bit skeptical and need more convincing that your analysis is the correct one. The feedback part, well, you've got some help there. If you choose to take it, right there, MT2C Tutoring and In-Person Tutoring, that's the Mesa Writing Center. And at the end, don't repeat everything you've said on the short argument analysis because it's short. No one will have trouble remembering what you already argued. Get to what's at stake. Now, for the longer argument that you'll see Wednesday that you have more time on, you can develop that conclusion a bit more without doing too much repetition. So let me take you to the assignments page. And of course, there's a discussion coming up. There's that paragraph assignment on Coyote versus Acme. Read through it carefully. And that is due Wednesday. So let's swap this because your first order of business for the week, it really needs to be that essay that's due Monday night. Then on Wednesday, you've got a discussion to post to and respond to a classmate's posting. And you'll need the paragraph number 2 to submit by midnight Wednesday as well. I'm hoping that you'll get going right after you get this submitted, so you won't feel rushed. And also, I moved the reading questions to Saturday instead of Friday because of the holiday. And then when you're done with all these pieces of business, take a look at this. This is the longer essay assignment, not due for a couple of weeks, but be sure to get the one due Monday night first and the paragraph done. Get that out of the way. Then when you had a chance to look at this, I give you options which you don't have on the short piece due Monday night. Although option 2 on this is on the same piece of reading that's due on the short argument analysis due Monday night. Or if you'd really rather write about parody, of course, Dead Grandmother Exam Syndrome, parody of a scholarly professional article, and Coyote versus Acme Company, a parody of a legal document, arguments about causes is your option here, as opposed to deductive argument regarding marks. Few things to remember, really important stuff. Not a research paper. You don't need a works cited page this time, but you do need the readings, the MLA format sample, the articles, which you know how to access by now, and the comedic argument terms list. Really important to look at that. And I kind of walk you through it in similar ways. Weston does a lot more explaining. So do the reading. And I sort of just tick those off here because I'm assuming you've already read the chapter, so you know what I'm talking about. And then, yeah, you're going to show your skeptical reader. It won't work as a final paragraph, so bear that in mind. A conclusion paragraph has a different job to do than just raise objections. So could be your second paragraph, could be just before your last paragraph, or somewhere else in between your first and last paragraphs, where you think the best spot for it should be. And MLA format, of course, some tips, and I want your thinking, not a robot's thinking. So please avoid using ChatGPT for writing the essay. I'm going to show you something in a minute, but it's perfectly fine for brainstorming ideas or for creating an outline or even getting feedback. But when it produces an essay, what you get is something that doesn't read like you, shows almost no emotion, robot emotion, stylistically repetitive and often inaccurate, and obviously unacceptable because it would be plagiarism. So keep that in mind. And for this essay, of course, Microsoft Word, Google Docs will help you with that if you don't own Word. Extra credit option, the late option, of course, and where to see the grading contract, or you can see the actual way I'm going to apply my evaluation to what I'm reading. I mentioned ChatGPT, so this is due in 2 weeks. Let's look at the one due Monday night. You're going to love this. Remember what I said about ChatGPT? I meant it. They can sue me if they don't like what I say about them. And let's go to the way you're going to see it. Now I stuck this in here just to show you how ChatGPT would have responded to this essay assignment. Now, when you do this, you're going to want to click that Take the Quiz button. But here's the ChatGPT version, which I'm going to get rid of in a minute, but thought you'd like to see it. First of all, it shows that it was written by a robot, really. It's the same type of tone all the way through, impersonal, not authentic, not written by a real person, and misses a couple of big ones like the paraprostokian. I even asked ChatGPT about this, and they said there isn't one in Marx's argument. So it's just a classic example of how robots often get it wrong. In the field, it's called hallucinating, where the AI will think something's correct because it draws from incorrect or flawed sources like, I don't know, Wikipedia or something. So keep that in mind. That's the Monday night deal. So I will leave you with that. And as always, there's a place to ask a question on the discussions page. And just stay organized through this week. You know what you need to do Monday, Wednesday, and then, of course, Saturday, the reading questions. Okay? Have a great week. Shit.